Hi everyone, welcome back to UiPath tutorials. In this video, we're going to see how we can enter the email and the password and then click on the login button. Now let's go to the automation anywhere. So this browse open we have already implemented. Now to enter the email ID and the password and then click on the login button, we have to use an action which is capture. So here we have a common action which is capture, which can do a different actions, you can say. Now this particular actions, a recorder action, can do a different action. How it can do a different action? So let's see it. The initial step that you have to do is first click on the application, refresh this window. So whichever window is present, all the window get populated below. Now in the available windows, you have to select the ACME system login. Window title is automatically get reflected here. After that, you have to click on the capture object. It will going to capture an object. Now for you, if it is not highlighting like this in a red color, what you have to do is you have to go to the extensions here, manage extensions. Now this one you have to install. How to install it? Click on the toggle button, click here and search it for automation 360. This one you have to add to your extension, Google Chrome MV3. Once this is done, you will be able to inspect the objects from the automation anywhere. Now click on the capture object, left click on this, it will capture the object, it will capture the image of the object and also the properties here. Before that you need to select an action. So I want to set a text here. I want to run in a background. This is just similar to a simulate in the studio. Here you have to pass a variable. So I have already created one variable which is of string type, which is ACME email. You can create from here in a similar way we saw it in the open browser. You have to click on the create variables and then you have to specify the name and the default value. So for in ACME email, if I am going to edit this variable, you see the default value I have provided here is UiPath tutorials. And the same variable I'm going to pass it here. So you have to click on this particular button which have X in the bracket and then select ACME email and then click on yes insert. Now once this is done, one more thing you have to do, explore this one, click on it. Now it will going to show all the 47 properties. Now uncheck this one, these activities which is not required, actually the frame one. Path also I don't required. HTML has frame, this one also I don't require. Now rest is good. After that, now I have to enter a password. For that also I have to use the same action. So let's click on the actions, not the variables. Here you have to type capture, go to the recorder, again drag and drop this. Select active window in a similar way. So active window is the login. This is the title. I'm going to capture an object which is for password. To capture I have done the left click. I have to again set text on this. Now you see there is insecure string, variable and credentials. So let me first check this run in background, then we will come to this one. Similar stuff I will going to do here. Explore this object properties, uncheck the path, uncheck this HTML frame, uncheck this has frame also. Okay, that's it. Now here I have to pass a credential, and to pass a credential I must have the credential. When you click on the pick button, you see it is asking for locker, then it is asking for credentials, and then attribute. Okay, so that means first we have to create a locker, then we have to create a credential, and then we have to create a attribute, because it's a cascading here. So for that, what we will do, this is a similar step in Studio. If you remember, in the orchestrator we create an asset of credential, and then we retrieve through the get as credential activity. So here in a similar way, I need to create a credential that need to be retrieved here. So for that, what we have to do is we have to create a locker first, and then credential, and then attributes. So if you go to the manage, if you go to the manage and then credentials, let me save this first. Go to the credentials in the manage. So right now it's empty and locker is also empty. So I'm going to create a locker first. The locker name is my locker. My locker. Create locker here. Now once this locker is created, go to credentials, create a credential here. This is the second step. So I will write down here my credentials, and then you have to uh, write down the name of the attribute, ACME credentials. Okay, let's select the standard here and write down the value. Just give the password here, the value as a password. Okay, then choose this one, create credentials. Okay, this is created here. If you see, a credential must be in a locker for a bot to use it. You can also give the user permission to use credential that are locker. Okay, let's see first in automation. Let's go there. It has some error, that's why it is showing in a red. When I go to the recorder capture, this one, if you remember, we have done everything instead this one. So here if you click on pick, it is asking for a locker which we have created as a my locker. Now in a my locker, you see the credentials is not coming. Now why it is not coming? Let's go and check. So this is the locker we have created. When you click on the locker, just click on the this my credentials and click on this right arrow. Now let's see if it is reflecting there. We have put this credential in the locker. Now let's see. Let's me Okay, let me cancel it. Go back again to automation. Now let's see if it is coming now. Still it is not coming. That means we are doing some mistake here. Let's go to the credential one more time. Click this one, click to the right. Now this is in the locker, I believe. Let's try one more time. Before that, let's do the save changes. Automation, task. Now if you go here, pick my locker, this is my credentials, and this is my attribute, and then confirm. Okay, so far we have provided the credentials. Now the attribute that we have provided here have a value as a password. If you remember, if you go back to the credentials, let me save it first. Go back to credentials, go to the this one, credential, edit credentials. You see this, in this attribute we have set a password here, so the same password will going to be picked in this task with the help of the recorder capture action. So far it is clear, I believe. Okay, now let me use another capture action here. Click on the application, select active window for now. You can refresh it once. Now here, this is the active window. Capture the object. It will navigate to the active window. Click on the login button. Now here the action that we have to select is click this one, run in a background. Click explore this object property in a similar way. This one is uncheck, this one is uncheck, and this one is also uncheck. Okay, DOMX path, we have to use it anyways. Okay, now let's, before move ahead, let's see what is this DOMX path here, which is very important here, because this is something we can call it a unique selector, which is helpful to find okay which selector it is. This bot have to enter a email, similar way for password also. So let's go here, right click and then click on the inspect, press Ctrl F, paste here the XPath, DOM XPath. You see this one is highlighting, that means it is taking the unique selector here. If I want to highlight this one, how I will do it? So this is the way to write the DOM XPath with the double slash. Now here is input, this is the ID, is written at the rate ID, and then in the ID, what is the value in the ID? It is email. Similar way, if I want to highlight this one, or I want to use the DOMX path of this one, what I have to do, I have to write down here the label, and instead of ID it is for, so I will write down at the rate for. Now you see it is highlighting. So this is how the XPath is generated by the automation anywhere. Let me delete this for now. Now if I run this, let's see what will going to happen. So far the recorder capture is doing everything here, which is an action to enter the email ID, to enter in a password, and then click on the login button. So these are the steps it is doing. Let's see what is the error here. This may due to the following reason, code access is denied, null message. Okay, let me check this. What is the issue here? So if we see the password, there is something is wrong here. Maybe it is don't have the permission here. Let me check it once in the credentials, the lockers. Okay, credentials, this is fine. They have two additional permission. This one will be input the information. This will be able to use credential in the locker while running a bot. Let me do some changes here. Okay, let me try now. This is surely related to the permission issue. Let's try one more time. which is on line number 2. You see it's entering. On third line what is coming, it is entering a password and then login. So in Studio, first drag drop set text activity, indicate on screen, left click here. Here you have to pass ACME email. Now from where this is coming, I have created two variables. One is ACME email, type is string, ACME password whose type is secure string. After this I will use type secure text, again going to indicate here. Now when you open the property of this, here in the secure text you have to pass ACME password. Okay, after that I want to click on the login button. Now for this I'll go to the activity and I'll use click activity here. Use click activity here, again indicate on screen. I'll go to that screen, so I have used F2 to navigate to that screen. Now click on it, left click on it. If you go to the property for this, select as generated, okay, with the tag button and type submit. Now what I'll do, I'll close this, and before that, before running, there is one more step which is remaining, which is email ID and a password. From where this email ID and a password will come. So because if you see here, these are empty, the default value is empty. So what I'll do, I'll use an asset which is get credential asset. Now if you remember in automation anywhere, we have created locker, then credentials, and then attributes. Here on orchestrator we have to create an assets. So I have already created an asset with the type credential. I hope you already know it, how to create it. Now what I'll do, I'll select the folder name. Now my folder name is R&D. If you see here, it is connected to the R&D, so I'll select the R&D from here. Once it get loaded, I'll select it. Now from here I will going to select the asset name. Now asset name is ACME login credentials. When you click on show advanced, I'm going to store the username into the ACME email and the password into the ACME password. That's it. And now I'm going to run this. So we have almost achieved both the cases in automation anywhere and in studio. So if you see here, the bot is logged in. It will take some time, it's loading. Yeah, it is logged in now. Now what is the difference I found it here is, here we can provide a specific name to the activity. Let's say this is set text email and this is type secure text password. But if you go to the automation anywhere here, I don't see like if I can rename this particular recorder capture. If I want to, let's say I want to rename it like capture email address, or type into the email address, something like that. If I want to do, I cannot do it here. I cannot put the annotations also, because here if I want to put some annotation, I can provide the annotation used to enter email, something like that. So this is one difference I found. Apart from this, here in automation anyway, this is something which I really liked it, because this is only the one action which is recorder capture. And if you see this recorder capture, we can utilize for set text, click left, right click, double click. Okay, but here we have specific activities. Like if I want to enter into the text box, I have a specific activity for text for that, which is type into a set text, want to click any button, I have specific activity like click button. So that is something we have a separate activity for separate actions. In the next video we will see it how we can grab all the work items and put it into the Excel, and we will see in Automation Anywhere how we can do that, and in Studio also, in both the platforms. Thanks for watching my video. Have a great day.